Welcome to this BSB Race 2 post-race press conference. Congratulations to Shane "Shaky" Byrne for BYZ Ducati, to Richard Cooper for Bill-based BMW, and of course for Leon Haslam for JG Speedfit Kawasaki. Start with you, if I may, Leon. Off the back of the race win in race 1, how does the podium compare?
Yeah, I've got to be happy. You know, a win and a third after Saturday night, I'd have definitely took that. I felt more in control at mid-race distance in race 2 than I did race 1. But race 1, I felt like I had a lot left at the end. And honestly, race 2, I had nothing for these two guys. Rear grip dropped away, and entry and exit, there was just kind of went away into the distance for the last few laps. So, you know, to see that's quite frustrating. Even though I was happy with the result in the end, it was it's never, you know, not have that fight for the last few laps, and to be able to go with them was hard.
We go to Knock Hill next, of course, in 4 weeks' time. I would suspect quite a few years since you've been to Knock Hill. What are your thoughts on going back to the Scottish circuit? I
actually enjoy Knock Hill. It's been a racetrack that's been good to me in the past. Yeah, you know, it's one that I've been looking forward to go to. To be honest with you, this was one of the ones that I was dreading. So for me to come here with the results I've got, I'm happy. These sort of circuits here in Knock Hill, 50-odd second laps, it's always a fight. And, you know, if you've got 0.1 on something, it's like a second anywhere else. But, you know, that's what makes it interesting as well. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to the challenge.
Brilliant stuff. You go to Knock Hill as the championship leader by 3 points. Congratulations. Thank you. Leon Haslam, turning to Richard Cooper for Bill-based BMW. And Coops, continuing a really impressive start to the season. What are your thoughts on today?
The whole weekend for me has been great, to be fair. You know, we rolled out the garage on Friday morning, made minimal changes to the bike, and we've been fast all weekend. And you always think you can be with a shout at a podium. And race 1 was, I wouldn't say frustrating, but I didn't really have an answer for these guys, and I knew I had to make the most of that front row start for race 2. And James came past, you know, and he had a really good pace, and I just thought, sit with him, he'll pull us away from the rest of the guys. And then his bike broke, and I nearly rammed him up the backside, and I thought, well, it's down to me now, you know. And I just started hitting my markers, and I felt I could, that the pace what I had was sort of 46.0, 45.9. And I thought, if anybody can come with me, you know, then so be it. And then I heard the Ducati, which is the loudest bike on the track, and I just thought, well, it can only be shaky. And I actually defended on the lap that he passed me into that last corner there, and he stuffed it up the inside, and his last couple of laps was very impressive, and it was clear that he was not going to let that race win go. But for me, to be back on the podium after, let's say, a tricky condition at Oulton Park, when it's been dry all weekend and we've showed the pace of the Bill-based BMW, and, you know, I hope these guys see me as a threat, because I intend to be here all year long, and I think I've got every chance of doing it.
Your next objective then will be to secure further podiums at Knock Hill. What are your thoughts on the Scottish track?
Well, Knock Hill's, it's one of those, you know, we just got to get stuck in. It could be wet, could be dry. You know, I go about it as I always do, to just try and do the best I can for the Bill-based BMW team. I'm actually out racing the Superstock bike next weekend at Donington Park, so I will be out before Knock Hill, so I'm going to have a little play around there and try and back my teammate up, Taylor McKenzie, fight for his championship as well.
Double duties, loving
Double
it.
duties, yeah. I'll ride anything, to be fair. It's paddock scooter, mini moto, Superstock bike, I'm not bothered as long as I'm riding bikes.
Well, it's bringing the results anyway. Congratulations,
yeah,
Richard.
Cheers, thank you much.
Great stuff, 2 podiums in 6 outings. And turning to Shane "Shaky" Byrne for his first win in the 2016 season. Shaky, it looked like you proper bit the screen there all the way through those remaining, those last 10 laps.
Yeah, I mean, I got an average start that time rather than an absolutely dreadful one, which was quite beneficial. I mean, I was on the back of the guys at sort of 7th or 8th position or something like that, but we were all together, and you know, it was clear that nobody was going to escape up the road. You know, James's bike broke, and Michael Laverty's bike blew up, and I was right behind him, and it actually caused me a bit of a trauma, because I thought my strongest section of the track was into Surtees and up into clearways, and you know, after a good few laps of trying, it was obvious that was the only place I was going to make passes. But when Michael's bike blew up on the outside of the track, it's right where I needed my kind of turning thing. So I was a little bit ginger through Surtees for a few laps, kind of sussed the job out a little bit. And when I realised that the grip was still there, I tried to start chipping away at the guys in front. And I think I started with about 14 laps to go, and you know, then I'd make a couple of passes and I'd look, and there'd still be 8 to go, and there'd still be 5 guys to pass, and I'd be thinking, oh, come on. But In the end, with 2 laps to go, I got on the back of Richard, and same kind of scenario really. That was the only place that I could really pass them. So I just kind of let the brake off, run up the inside of Richard, but kept it turned. And then I thought, right, if there's ever a time you need to be absolutely sort of bang on, then this is it. So. I held on for the last 2 laps, and I just want to say a massive thank you to Paul Bird. I want to say a thank you to Ducati UK, to Ducati in Italy in the factory. I think it's the start of some really, really good times for us, because after this round we actually get our first round of upgrades, which I'm really looking forward to. I mean, we've been pushing as hard as we can with what we've got and trying to calm the job down a little bit, and get the bike putting the power it has down on the ground more effectively. And hopefully the parts that we got coming should help us too. So yeah, fingers crossed. This is the first of a good few wins this season. But as I said, all credit to the team. We wheeled the bike out exactly how we finished Alton Park, because if I'm perfectly honest with you, we didn't know what was going to work and what wasn't. We've chipped away, we've tried quite a lot of stuff over the weekend. It's actually been beneficial with Brands Hatch being such a short lap. You can go out, do 2 or 3 laps, it takes 3 minutes or something, and you can fully evaluate a change. So we've had like offsets in and out and all sorts of bits and pieces going on. But Giovanni, my crew chief, just kept chipping away. Gave me a great bike, and I'm delighted to repay them. Ducati UK, Be Wiser, Paul Bird especially, with our first win of the season.
That first win with your celebrations looked like it was a little bit unexpected, just because you seem to really, really celebrate.
It's not that, it's just so shit when you finish second or third. It makes such a difference. I've said it before, it's one position in the greater scheme of things, but the difference between winning and losing is everything, and I'm sure the boys will agree. Leon's had a fantastic weekend. He's probably scored more points than anyone this weekend, but to win the first one and have a third, whilst it's a fantastic result, if it's the other way round, it's much better, isn't it? If you have a third and then a first, you're absolutely peak off the first, But, I've had a pretty average first race and then come back and won the second one. So, not to say it was unexpected, it was just maybe a little bit overwhelming, It was a good feeling to come from that far back. The bike worked fantastic, and all credit to the team for that.
We go to another shorter circuit with Knockhill. Is that something, what you've learned this weekend, is that what you can take into Knockhill?
Yeah, I dare say the bike will start exactly the same as we leave here. We actually had a test at Knockhill when the guys all tested at Alton Park the other week. And that was where we'd done a load of our sort of engine management control, throttle translation maps and stuff like that. We'd done a lot of work up there. But, we went there with the bike exactly as we'd left Silverstone. And if you can imagine 2 bigger compromises, then, it might give you an idea of how the bike felt around there. But, towards the afternoon or the end of the afternoon, we sort of chipped away and tried to find a bit of a Knockhill setting, bearing in mind we knew we were going back. And, we got going all right. I'd say we were far from comfortable, and about roughly as quick as I've been on the Kawasaki, but not comfortably. So we've got some work to do when we get back there for sure. But wet, dry, wind, rain, snow, we're here to try and win races. So I'll do my very best to make sure it happens.
You always do, Shaky. You'll go to Knockhill second in the championship, just 3 points behind Leon. I think we're in for a cracking Knockhill. Thanks, guys, and congratulations.
Thank you.